It's now official. Cuomo is a creep. A new report has confirmed what we've always known. Andrew Cuomo is loathsome. Together with his CNN anchor brother, they are both the lowest of the low. We now have an official report confirming that Cuomo will most likely be criminally charged for forcibly touching and groping upwards of 11 women. We're going to take a look at that probe. You're going to have the opportunity to tell us exactly what you think in the comments section below, and stick with me to the very end of this video where I reveal the real takeaways from this colossal collapse of Cuomo. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings everyone, Dr. Steve here with you. Wonderful to be with you as always. I'm coming to you from beautiful Salem, Massachusetts. I'm here with my family for a nice vacation this week, but I couldn't keep away from this breaking story. Keep in mind too, we got a big announcement coming tomorrow. Stay tuned. You're going to absolutely love it. Before we dive in here, let's give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that is our good friends over at Noble Gold. With all the volatility in the market, there's simply never been a better time to start a gold or silver IRA in your portfolio, and the amazing staff over at Noble Gold are ready to help you in any way that they can. If that's not incentive enough, Noble Gold is gifting a 1/10 ounce solid gold American Eagle proof coin with every qualifying IRA or 401k rollover going through in August. So do not wait. Click on that link below. Visit their website at noblegoldinvestments.com or give them a call at 877-646-5347. Make sure to mention my name, Dr. Steve Turley, and let's ride that gold wave together. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. An official investigation by New York's Attorney General into the behavior of Governor Andrew Cuomo has indeed revealed that creepy Cuomo has consistently and overtly used his positions of power to sexually harass female underlings less than half his age, which did include several instances of touching their, quote, intimate body parts without their consent. New York Attorney General Letitia James, who's also been investigating the creepsters for allegedly deliberately attempting to underreport the number of deaths of COVID-positive patients that he forced into New York nursing homes. So this Attorney General, she's got her hands full. She launched a full investigation of Cuomo's behavior that's been going on now for the last few months, starting back in March. And she did find that Cuomo did, in fact, act improperly with women from 2013 to 2020, and even engage in retaliation against one complainant. According to the Attorney General, mountains of evidence show that Cuomo had engaged in, quote, unwanted groping, kissing, hugging, and making inappropriate comments. These interviews and pieces of evidence revealed a deeply disturbing yet clear picture. Governor Cuomo sexually harassed current and former state employees in violation of federal and state laws. The investigation was based on 11 separate complaints. It was comprised of nearly 200 interviews and included at least one New York State trooper. The report was so damning that even the leftist activists disguised as journalists are actually coming out against the creepy tyrant of Albany. The most prominent Democrats in the nation are now all lining up and calling for Cuomo's resignation. Bumbling Biden got up from one of his naps to call for Cuomo's resignation after his aides reminded Biden that he knew Cuomo. And Nancy Impeachment Pelosi has also called for his resignation. Now, of course, Cuomo's refusing to resign, at least as of the making of this video, okay? And that's significant because, lest we forget, let's take a stroll down memory lane, shall we? 5 years ago, Andrew Cuomo insisted, yes, he insisted that New York Republicans turn their backs on then candidate Donald Trump when the Billy Bush tapes were released by the fair and objective and always impartial Washington Post. 3 weeks before the presidential election, of course, Cuomo said of Trump admitting to groping women as, quote, "This is just disgusting. There's no better word for it than to stand with this man because you happen to wear an elephant on your lapel. Really says that you're putting your party loyalty in front of your values. The Republican politicians might be putting their party loyalty before the people, but it's a mistake and it's an opportunity. New York should stand together." So this, of course, raises the question, in refusing to resign, is Andrew Cuomo putting party in front of his values? I mean, he's supposed to be all for women's rights and women's equality, women's dignity. These are the supposed values of the Democrats, are they not? Now what? We've got an official report. Screw a tape recording. We've got an official report issued by the New York Attorney General's office finding Cuomo guilty of sexually harassing women for nearly a decade. Yet the President of the United States calling for his resignation, but then again, Cuomo could just simply wait until about 5 p.m. today when Biden will forget that he even knows Cuomo. You've got Nancy Impeachment Pelosi calling for his resignation. What is Cuomo really being loyal to here? It's certainly not the supposed principles of his party. And speaking of disloyalty to your principles, the AG report also implicates his brother, Chrissy Cuomo of CNN, the most distrusted name in fake news. Lest we forget, Chrissy Cuomo has always claimed to be a huge supporter of the Me Too movement, right? That is when he's on camera. When the cameras are off, we now know that the cable news anchor advised his governor brother to take a defiant position and not to resign from the governor's office. And at one point, he even used the phrase cancel culture as a reason to hold firm in the face of these women's allegations. That was the testimony of a couple of people here. In defending his brother against the sexual harassment allegations, Chrissy Cuomo, the champion of women's rights, actually had the gall to invoke, quote, cancel culture as what's really behind his brother's accusations. Now, we need to fight against these accusations by all these women who I care so much about, of course, when the cameras are on. We need to fight against them because in the end, it's just about cancel culture. That's it. So little Chrissy has found himself in this AG report as one of the governor's advisors on how to crush these women and their accusations. And keep in mind, this all while both Chrissy and Andrew claim that they're all for women's rights and champions of the Me Too movement. It is literally beyond pathetic. All right, so what should we expect from all this? Well, I'll be curious to read what you think in the comments section below. But I see two big takeaways from all of this. First and foremost, the Cuomo collapse will only further erode any semblance of confidence remaining for the mainstream Marxist media, right? You'll definitely want to check out a video I did on a recent international survey that found that among all news media outlets in over 40 different countries, the U.S. media came in dead last in terms of trustworthiness. Dead last. And this is a perfect example for how the mainstream media has only itself to blame for this erosion in trust. CNN clearly crossed an ethical line in showcasing the Cuomo bros during the whole pandemic crisis when false numbers were being reported in terms of the actual number of deaths that occurred among COVID-positive patients in New York nursing homes. Again, you gotta wonder if the left is just, is the left just eating themselves at this point? We all know that leftism is inherently corrosive, right? It's self-defeating. I mean, for example, cancel culture always in the end cancels itself, right? You have to wonder if leftist liberalism is just beginning to implode here with these stupid missteps in CNN with Cuomo and the like. Again, don't expect Chrissy Cuomo to resign anytime soon for his role in deliberately protecting his governor brother while claiming to be an objective reporter. And by the way, we don't want him to. We don't want him to leave CNN. Chrissy Cuomo is the gift that keeps on giving. So I think that's the first takeaway. Any semblance of confidence and trust in the mainstream media will just continue to implode at this point. As for the second takeaway, I think that the Virginia Democrat governor, Ralph Northam, who blackface Northam, in refusing to resign after every major Democrat called for him to do so, he's the model for the foreseeable future for how hypocrite Democrats handle situations like these. I don't think Cuomo's going to resign. However, having said that, I think Fox News' Greg Jarrett is right. I think Cuomo, who was once one of the most feared politicians in New York politics, I think he is, as of today, weak and impotent. He has virtually no friends. He's got no political allies. He's been completely isolated as political poison. Ironically, in precisely the way he hoped to politically poison Donald Trump 5 years back. it looks more and more likely that he's going to get impeached and replaced with just another typical Democrat lackey in New York. And so we'll obviously keep our eyes on how things develop here, but I think no matter what happens, it is absolutely clear that both Cuomos, not just the creepy governor, but his equally ridiculous CNN brother, are experiencing nothing less than a colossal and very public collapse. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on how the woke Olympics is an absolute and total failure. You're going to absolutely love it, so make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.